And there's not an issue with like loads of videos now because we now have to put down.
Oh really? Oh, that's good.
Did you go to a technician?
Yeah.
Oh right, oh yeah.
It's coming.
I do.
Jack's on there.
Shall I go again?
Videos on.
Yeah, might as well.
Anything general to talk about while we wait for him?
Well, why don't we watch some of these videos that we found?
Oh yeah, okay. We could put it on that TV.
Let's do that.
So this screen's hooked up to it, I think. Or do you want to just watch it on the screen?
My stuff's on here.
Yeah.
Just don't care.
Are we being recorded right now?
Yeah.
Oh well, let's just start.
Awesome.
Start. Okay, well, we're going to talk about, we discussed yesterday just ideas to put in our prototype.
Yeah.
So I just have like a quick 10 minutes and thought of a few ideas, like situation scenarios where you could be quite obvious where you could use different management styles to show the good and bad.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, say, if addressing someone that's late for work, a new employee, like telling them what to do, be autocratic, democratic, like you'll do this, you'll do that,
Yeah.
and you can pick that out, start from problem solve. So if some of your subordinates have some kind of fight or conflict, how you'd go about resolving that? Would you be like telling them off really autocratic, or try and be like more people related and just complaints and if you have a complaint for one of your staff, how would you deal with that? And also rewarding like good work, like acknowledging if someone's doing a good job, rather than saying well done. Would you be like, oh that's so good, have a reward? Or so that's just some ideas
Because what we're thinking was doing. We had a look at some videos yesterday, and maybe doing three scenarios, but then in those 3 scenarios you've got the 4 options of the styles, different styles, and then you go in with each one. Yeah. That's the sort of thing, and then we've got ideas of how we'd actually portray that in the video. Like it wouldn't all be all of those things. Like we do like stills and where someone's describing over the top, and just to mix it up a little bit because we watched quite a few and some of them are so boring.
Oh yeah, that's what we thought. And the ideas that we had were really, really good. But when we looked them up, what we were describing is in somebody comes in, they do one scenario, somebody comes in, me and Rachel watching them and we're like, wow, this is really boring.
And there's some that are really good.
I'll show you.
And these are people.
Hello? Yeah, where are you? This will be 7 minutes 12. Yes. Okay. You see the lecture?
that introduction's really good, but how do you do that?
Well, me and Rachel are playing, we can do it.
Oh yeah, we know how to do this.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we've done the research, and we've done the reading. All that's left for you to do is reap the reward.
This is a good one, is it?
Yeah, what we've done is we've taken all the information that's available out there for managers, and we've condensed it down into one simple and easy guide to help you get the most out of your workforce. And what we've been able to do is we've been able to condense all this information down into 8 easy to follow steps. And we've called each of these 8 steps our 8 doorways to success. We've gone with the strapline puristic, because as a manager, you need to think puristically to get the most out of your creative workforce. So let me give you a brief oversight of our 8 doorways to success. P stands for potential.
Okay, let's go through
you need to realise that you already have a creative workforce.
This honestly goes on for quite a while.
Loud now.
6 minutes.
Did they make that puristic thing up? And then
Yeah.
that's quite good.
So why's Joe not coming?
He doesn't recall us saying that we'll meet at 12.
We
Yeah,
said
don't
we do
do
that
that.
every week.
Rubbish. Oh well. We'll carry on.
Doesn't matter, to be honest.
And if we, while that one's loading,
Yeah. I said
this
the other
one was our favourite one. This one
I quite like that one there.
was.
This we just
Okay.
find was a very professional.
This was-
And also, keep in mind, we don't have to do all these management styles
No.
because this is a demo.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
like,
Just gotta
it's
show
not
a
going to
few.
be the whole thing, so we only need to show a few.
Okay.
Because then you'd be like, buy it, it's just due then.
I see. Yeah.
I've seen this one. That's really good.
This is awesome, this chapter thing.
This is really good.
Handshake. Where appropriate, we suggest you always offer a handshake, upright and vertical, which convey equality. Ensure that the candidate's handshake is firm. Unlike our first candidate,
That's
who offers a limp handshake,
Chris Bennett bags.
a firm handshake shows confidence in a candidate, whereas
Boy,
a limp
that's right.
handshake tends to
Cheers, which one?
communicate intimidation.
Yeah, it's Chris Bennett bags.
Posture. The next thing to look
We
for
like
in a
this how like
candidate
you
is
did
an
this
upright
dual
body
thing and then you
position.
could talk
Yeah,
over
absolutely.
and you
We
talk
really
over
like
it.
A less confident candidate will be slouched over with their shoulders drooping down and inward. This collapses the chest and inhibits
I
good
told you
breathing,
about this one.
which in turn may convey nerves. The strong candidate will be calm and upright, allowing good breathing. Eye contact. Eye contact is one of the most important aspects of dealing with others, especially people we've just met. Maintaining good eye contact shows respect and interest in what they have to say. We tend to keep eye contact around 60% of the time. If a candidate is avoiding eye contact, often this can suggest lack of trust and confidence in their ability. Arm positioning. Arms give away the clue of how open and receptive a candidate is to everyone they meet. Open arms shows a candidate is not scared to take on whatever comes their way. In general terms, the more outgoing they are as a person, the more they will use an open arm position. However, a quieter candidate is more likely to use a closed arm position. Look for a natural balance. Body positioning. The angle of the body in relation to others gives an indication of the candidate's attitudes and feelings. Interesting enthusiastic candidates will either
No, mate, you
directly
just
lead
you put that
or
thing.
engage in
No, these are all
conversation.
okay.
I think you put it across.
Candidates may turn one shoulder, giving off a more
No,
negative
pull it
attitude.
Cool, right, isn't it?
Distance from others is crucial. Candidates who stand
Oh,
too
yeah.
close can be pushy or in
You
your
start
face.
with what's inside.
Candidates who stand or sit too far away tend to be losing their distance. Neither is what you want to enjoy. Again, look for a natural medium. Hand gestures. Palms slightly up and outward is seen as open and friendly.
This is
Palms
our
down gestures
comedy show.
is seen as dominant and
Is
positive.
anyone just watching?
What we put teeth on now?
I just couldn't see the screen because of the sun. And then how do you twist
Yeah, and then you pull the other way.
No, that's up. Oh man, could someone else do this? I think
Yeah, go on then. Let me have a look.
you try and figure it out.
So that one.
That,
Do
no,
the
I
end
did like
bit
that
as
one.
well.
Hey?
Look at the end bit.
Oh yeah,
I think
this.
this was the best one.
This was
I thought
awesome.
about
It
them.
literally was, it was just so professional.
Yeah.
I just can't see the screen with the.
Yeah.
To
No, it's here,
to
the corner
Twitter,
there.
you should
Oh, it's
use
that
this
side.
one.
Oh, no, no. So I was trying to find. How's that?
Better, yeah.
This bit was the best because this just looked really professional.
Social networks don't make cold calls any better than they are. Therefore, work out who in your connections is connected to someone on the
That's
promising
like the Google
prospect and
advert.
reach out to them. This helps to get better responses from the potential candidate and also find other potential candidates fit for the job. Tip number 8, connect with potential candidates. As soon as you contact a potential candidate, you should connect with them on LinkedIn. This is because no one is more likely to know people with the right qualifications than someone who has them themselves. Tip number 9, make yourself visible. Making your company visible on LinkedIn is just as important as active recruiting because it means that people searching for positions will be able to find you and it helps to create an impressive profile for the company. Create a profile for your company on LinkedIn and encourage all your employees to create LinkedIn profiles that link to it. Also encourage your employees to put effort into creating strong profiles. Tip number 10, search for yourself. The best way to judge visibility on LinkedIn is to run a search in your category to see if you show up. However, it is a good idea to ask someone who knows your industry but wasn't involved in your LinkedIn work, as they are less likely to come up with the same terms that you wrote in your advert. LinkedIn shouldn't be seen as a radical new way of recruiting, but as a new way of doing what you're already doing, but much better.
That makes like the one that I put up look so shit. That's really good.
So like yeah, it's just getting different ones. See, they've put due this summer, so there's like a trial. We were saying to Becky in the car on the way here, the only price that we saw was $39.99, and we saw that on 2. We were both like shocked at that. We thought that was quite cheap.
Yeah, I
but
thought it'd be quite expensive.
but it's just giving you giving us all an
More
idea
ideas, yeah.
into what we want to happen. Do you know what I mean? Can't remember what the other 2. To be honest, they were the 2 that especially sort of like stood out to us. The first one I think more because it was like fun. That one was not one that we liked.
Right now.
She was really annoying. We looked at that one. But for the example, the end of this one, I think they had the.
And they had a.
This one doesn't seem to want to work at all. So, yeah, I think it was more for our sort of direct ideas. We've worked out how to get stuff in the back that you can.
Would you know how to do this? Where like say
Yeah,
the
we
reward
can
comes
do.
up?
We've worked out how to do all of that.
Right.
Oh, cool.
This
Okay.
is.
I'm going to show you a video. A little play around.
This is our play around, okay? And you're gonna have to this is completely random videos put together.
It's good
that you know how to do it.
time, but we thought, yeah.
You picked it up pretty quickly.
And my housemates managed to walk in between, so there's. All groups issued with a camera to record recently. And then we giggle a lot with this. But this is so you can talk
So we end
over
with is the
video.
modular system. Introspection is own thoughts and reflections, and observations is actually what happened. It is a record of what happened.
Guess how to make it up. So we can put the words
That's
up
cool.
with, and then you can focus it back in,
Yeah, that's really cool.
and then this is going to be.
Democratic, less effective leadership style. This is a directive and controlling approach.
Relevant.
Go on, try.
Next time we want to go and see what they do.
More effective leadership style. This is the communicative counterpart of the autocratic style.
If I've done that, would you love that? Are you trying to
I'm the back. You come on. What else? Express appreciation of both human relations orientation and task orientation.
Executive. More effective leadership style.
This approach integrates task orientation and human relations orientation in response to realistic demands.
Like that, okay, so we just so we managed to work out how to do all of the text and stuff, get everything focused, not focused. You can do any one of these themes, you don't have to have that theme, that was just a random one we picked.
That's cool. How long does that take you?
Literally
10 minutes.
10, 15 minutes, but we were messing about at the same
Yeah.
time, so we were there for about
That's cool,
half
yeah.
an hour, but
Oh, that's good. At least it's not.
and demonstrating with the music and stuff, you can put the music down and get a voice over the top.
Yeah.
So-
And fade it, yeah.
Yeah, you can fade it.
Yeah.
You can choose your voiceover. You can choose where to do it. You can edit all your titles and everything like that.
Okay.
So
Got the creative side sorted as
It's
well.
fun.
yeah, I think
Fun.
we decided to do it on here because it will be
Yeah.
easier and better. But yeah, that's just a demonstration of what. But I think yesterday more we were trying to get creative watching those videos. Not the content because they were completely different.
Yeah.
They're on different subjects, but just seeing what they've done and how fun they've made it, or how
Definitely.
serious and stuff.
I think the trick is you've got to make it interesting to watch.
Yeah.
You've got to want
Because
to
yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
Because I think we really need to focus on what we're going to put in it, So then we can get some idea
Exactly.
of how we want to portray that.
Yeah.
So until we've got that, it's a bit difficult.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a think through that now then.
I had an idea of a diverse workforce because we have this task about being multicultural. And I thought about treating people equally. And then we can either do an example on the human resource management, the way how they go through the selection process, or we can do something, let's say, how managers treat people on the shop floor, for example.
Can you do both
And then,
those?
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Well,
if we
three
do
tonight,
if we
then.
do the human resource, then I thought we have another place where we are focused. We're not just focused on, let's say, a shop floor
I like
management
that.
like line managers, but
Yeah.
then human resource management as well. And then this would really cover our multicultural.
And that also covers
And then-
most of a company
yeah.
as well. You've got the office side, we have the front floor, and then we have something else as well.
Because we live in a place in here where the workforce is really diverse, and then wherever you sell this one, then it will be good as well, because then it gives so much diversity, gives so much to the company for the economy, creativity, this and that, and then we can mention these things, or we can have the scenario where let's say you were the manager and Matt going through the selection process, and then you got, let's say, an English person and an Albanian person,
Yeah.
for example, and then you just say that you actually would rather to get an English person because she's going to be the first point of contact in our business, and then
Yeah.
her English will be much better. And then we have Matt saying, agreeing, and then we can have another scenario saying, look, but this person actually has got more skill,
Yeah, to offer.
or she's got
Yeah,
more
okay.
potential of bringing us something else.
Okay.
So
Yeah, no, I think we do need to include an aspect of like
but,
multicultural.
this would cover our
prototype.
multicultural
Yeah.
task. And also,
We wrote something down for that. I wrote something. Something about.
I know what you mean. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, we're just about taking different cultures, religion.
Oh, it's
About
because
different
one of
countries.
the slideshows that we had came up with an issue,
Oh yeah.
and it said in
Slideshow?
Spain. Sorry, one of the presentations
Oh,
we
yeah.
watched, and it said like in Spain they do this, in what else was it, like China they do this,
in Ireland.
Ireland they do this, and it was really interesting because then they have not left them any gaps to be like, you weren't multicultural enough. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we can say that we're multicultural, but there's no evidence
Yeah,
there if we don't
yeah.
give it. And
Yeah.
this group literally
Exactly.
gave it. They were like, right, they do this, this, here, and I think they're doing creativity or something like that. So
Yeah.
it was a little bit different, but we thought if we could do that and get a different management style, like you said, maybe Google do this in this country,
Yeah.
but this in this country, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just a little thought.
So much stuff to think about. And the other suggestion, when you said you should do like show the 4 styles, surely we want to say like, rather than portraying all of them, we want to say like, this is the best one, the most effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We use
Would
that
you use
most
that- say
effective
that at
one,
the
and
end?
then
Yeah, like the one, I think you were doing the blinds when it came up, but like that professional one that you said you've watched before and you said you spoke
Yeah.
about, like that one, it came up with, it was like a handshake, and on the left was all the bad things about a handshake, and on the right was all the bad things
Yeah,
about
that was good.
yeah,
good things.
yeah.
So we thought if we could do like act out a situation, do something like that, have a professional yet quite sort of edgy presentation, and then have like autocratic, just some key words and just somebody maybe explaining them over the top.
Yeah.
Because you don't even have to do it on there with the voiceover, you do it all on here.
Yeah.
So you could literally be watching it,
You can like,
And then
have it written
exaggerate
down, and just read over the top, so
Also-
you don't have to have the pressure of the camera or
Oh,
anything.
that's good.
the other thing we noticed is like quite a lot of them people doing it and looking up and looking down, not looking at camera. It
Yeah.
didn't look that professional. So what we can do is like when we do it 2-minute slots, so you remember what you're going to say and stuff, and then you can do it and stop it. Remember the next bit.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
And we can do all that.
That sounds good. Yeah.
We just need to decide what.
What's going in this video?
Yeah.
We've got we found some really good ideas there. I mean, once we sort that out, we can then really crack on with quite a lot of things, really, can't we?
We probably need to decide which 4 styles we're going to use, and then from that we can
work out what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We can even choose 3 styles.
Yeah, all 3. Yeah.
Because like you say, it's a prototype, so we don't have to cover everything.
It's true.
And
That's true.
I think definitely emphasis on in the prototype of coming soon. This
Yeah, like full download at this website. Or
Yeah.
something, yeah.
for this price. But I do think we should have a price on there. Cause
Yeah.
And did you thought what the price is going to be?
as we said, the
So
only one we
it's up.
saw was 40, but we thought it would be much more expensive than that. Because this is to train all of
The
your
whole
employees.
business. So
Yeah,
say one business buys it and
Yeah,
you can
but
share
then-
it with everything, with everyone.
But then it's only at 15 minutes every day, so it's not going to be like
10 minutes, 5%.
10, yeah, it's not going to be like.
It's just a demo. That
Yeah.
makes it.
It's not
But
going to
it
be
will
like
have the
a
potential.
training course
It will have the
of 3
potential
days
to
where you have
teach.
to pay like, because you've got some
Properly.
training courses out there, which is like 3 days training and you pay £400, and then they give you like certificate or something as well.
Depends what training course you do though.
Well, I
Because
was doing one of them in a house in Woman and Wealth, it's called.
Yeah.
So they train you how to buy houses and sell houses. And then it was 3 days in London, and it was only £400.
See, that's the thing.
And they give you a certificate on
So you get a
that.
qualification.
Our price is for the actual thing, right?
Yeah.
Not the.
Not, yeah, because that would be, I should assume that'd be free, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
To
So
deliver.
surely, if it's going to train a whole workforce,
Whole business for what? For however long, you know.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
imagine
you
it'd be
could
hundreds
keep
of
doing.
pounds, wouldn't
But
it?
the only thing I would say is we're going to have to maybe mention that they can't pass it on to other businesses. You know how Microsoft Word make you put in a code so that you can only share it with 3 people? That's what we should have. We should definitely mention that so that we eliminate the... Because we want the long-term viability. Remember, the long-term
Yeah,
viability is
exactly.
the point.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that
That's a
we...
good idea, yeah.
yeah. But also we could put that in that package you get like paper stuff sent to you, so you've got it there in detail.
Or updates.
Yeah, but like you can get a package with saying like how to improve your management style to get this, like your management, and it's all in paper, and they can get it, and then they can do exercises as well to find out what's what. There is a website on Thun where you can visit, where you can see it. I can get it up if you want.
Yeah.
But it has been done.
Oh wait, so our prototype, our product will download off the internet, will we? That's what we've agreed, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, download it from the internet. Yeah, because then you can have it on the iPad, you can have
Yeah.
it... When we talk about we're up and coming, you don't want a CD, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, innovative.
Yeah.
Because think like how many, like even the new Macs don't have a CD slot.
They're not?
No, brand new ones don't.
No.
So, and nor USBs either.
So we can get stuff like that.
Up and coming.
You're joking?
Oh, mine does.
Oh, yours
but the
does,
new
right.
So we
ones,
send this.
brand new ones out like September.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no
So you
USB.
can't even watch the DVD
No.
on...
You have to get like a plug-in.
You have to buy a plug-in.
Because I know.
Mm.
And no USBs as well. I should assume that you finish using them, I think. You're right.
Also, the videos are up. I just have to put yesterday's ones up. That's all it's up.
Fine. Yeah. Q?
Do you want to come video?
Just put it with the content. I think this is
Are
the
they on
hardest part of
Facebook
writing
or
what we're going
where
to
do you put them?
put into it.
Well, they're on YouTube. I'll
Um,
put links to them on Facebook.
Yeah, don't think too much about the script because that's
Okay.
you're overseeing that, but that's director and editorial,
Okay.
director and technical, script wise. So we just need to know what we're going to have to put in that, and then we can sort of like. And I can't talk on the video because I realise I hate the soundbite.
Who was talking like? It was you.
That was me.
It was good.
That was horrible.
No, it was
It was-
good.
I sound like
Honestly,
a
it was
man.
good.
What?
No, it was really.
I'm like, she's like.
Then talk to someone.
Right. Okay.
So what styles are you thinking?
I don't know, maybe overall
I
there
think-
was about 6 styles we looked at overall. Maybe we only do half, do 3, I think.
But do them well, like more detail.
Yeah.
And I had another idea about these autocratic I think we should not use that because it's not so much used nowadays anyway.
Okay.
So we're not helping them, telling
That's
them
fine
that.
then.
Yeah.
Should we have a list
Yeah,
of
They
Right.
of the ones we can pick
Let's do
from?
that, right. So, video, content, yeah.
I was thinking if we don't do the one in viewer source, then we can do something that managers have
Yes,
favorite stuff and solving conflicts or when it comes to
So copy
breaks.
spec.
Copy and paste it.
I'll just-
Yeah.
Right, so we've got the 6 we looked at. What were the 6 we looked at then? It was, well, we've got autocratic, but we're
So that we're not
gonna use that
too
one.
keen on.
Democratic.
I've got benevolent. I said it this time.
You do?
Benevolent, autocratic, and I thought that was quite good.
Benevolent, democratic.
But benevolent
Autocratic.
autocratic, this is the communicative counterpart of the autocratic style. It's still directive and interventionist. High scorers are seen as taskmasters. They enjoy tackling operational problems and have less patience dealing with problems of human relation. They keep in touch with subordinates, instructing them, answering their questions and helping with operational problems. They structure daily work. They do not hesitate to discipline or reprimand, but do it fairly and without antagonising their subordinates.
I would say that one's more like a leadership, isn't it?
They meet group needs but ignore one-to-one. Yeah.
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 I reckon we should have one from, because you've got this better dedicated, integrated. Oh, well, I don't know. What the other ones?
Separated.
Dedicated, separated.
I reckon we have one from at least those different.
Dedicated, separated, integrated, and related.
So we just
I
use
feel like I
three.
just said the same word. So we've
I'll
got
just make a list and then we can choose them.
dedicated, and then we've got the more effective executive
Are
style.
these management styles?
This is management styles, yeah.
Compromiser.
But it kind of links in with the leadership model.
Yeah, but management and leadership are going to link in a bit.
Okay.
They
So
were,
if you're a
yeah.
manager, in some sense, you are a leader.
You're
Yeah,
leading
leading
in terms of leading.
So that's the same.
You're leading a group of
Think
people
twice.
when you're a leading.
Deserter.
Yeah, so that's a less effective. So this is a laissez-faire approach. Avoidance of any involvement or intervention which would upset the status.
Which one is?
That's deserter. But then if we go for the more effective bureaucratic, that still does the same, but no, actually that's not. This is legalistic and procedural approach, adherence to rules and procedures, acceptance of hierarchy of authority. High scorers tend to be systematic. But then it says they're hardly distinguished from autocratic managers, which isn't good. That's weird.
Which one is it?
Saying that autocratic and bureaucratic are very similar.
I've got a list of 12. All the ones I think you listed.
And chaotic.
Okay.
Chaotic.
I think
Have you
that'll be
got
quite a good one to
visionary?
look at because it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
See, and then you've got
Visionary.
visionary, coaching, affiliative, democratic, pace setting and commanding.
Did you look at those yesterday?
No, this was, I had this.
So the ones we found,
Okay,
And the
well,
video.
some of them must be quite similar.
So we don't want
Coercive as well.
autocratic.
Can you write down coercive?
Coercive.
That was one that came up in someone else's video.
And from executives.
So we've got autocratic, we've got benevolent autocratic.
Personally, I don't think we should have that because none of us can say it. We're going to
Benevolent.
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 Benevolent. Benevolent.
If anyone
But
doesn't
then
know
it's
what
got
it means,
auto.
shout and I'll read.
It's got autocratic. Do we?
But
So what is it?
Benevolent. Benevolent.
Yeah, that.
Benevolent.
Right.
Autocratic.
Autocratic is the really, really
Yeah, no,
strict. That
They
one,
get
okay?
the job done, but
Benevolent,
then they don't care about
autocrat,
stuff.
communicative counterpart of the autocratic style, still directive and interventionist. Taskmasters, they enjoy tackling operational problems, but they have less patience dealing with problems of human relation. They meet group needs but ignore one-to-one personal relationship.
Okay.
Which
Possible.
personally, I don't
we
think
need a
many managers
mixture.
would do. You know, not many managers nowadays
No.
are going to be benevolent.
A lot of them are
Yeah.
all for teamwork, working together. Like,
Yeah, and also if you ever went to a manager these days and said, you know, I need a day off, they're hardly ever going to say no.
But then also
Do you know
think
what I mean?
about the factories in China and stuff like that.
Yes.
They
Good shout.
yeah, good
That
shout.
was a good shout. Okay, fair play.
because I don't think they really take into account what the because isn't it also in the Apple stores in Japan they all like kill themselves in the factories.
Yeah.
Yeah, they in one factory, if one of the Apple factories in Japan, they all like kill themselves
Why?
just because it's such a hard
Yeah.
But where?
in Apple factories.
Because aren't they paid on the amount they make?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's just so much pressure on it
Mm.
that some of them just don't see it. I know
You
there's
get paid
bars,
business as
there's
well.
bars on the windows.
That's awful.
So they can't escape.
Okay.
Okay.
So we got democratic as well.
I think that is one that is today.
Okay. So I'll put a tick for possible.
Where's democracy?
So benevolent autocratic. We're going to say what we were saying about that. Do you think?
Maybe to benevolent.
Maybe.
Because thinking
China.
worldwide.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put maybe then. And then laissez-faire. So that's
That's
basically
good,
deserted.
isn't it? Okay.
No, that's like innocent smoothing.
laissez-faire's got. I think it could be similar to chaotic as well. I think because isn't laissez-faire
It's
just
really
I
relaxed.
think chaotic
Yeah.
is just one step further. Like,
yeah, possibly yeah.
Do either or if you're going to do
Yeah, one or the other.
Laissez-faire is more well known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll cross chaotic out. Happy.
Yeah.
It's quite similar.
But at the same
Laissez-faire
time,
tick.
chaotic would be good because we know that Google does it.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Actually, yeah, we can use that as an example. Yeah, good point.
Okay, we changed to a maybe.
Noobs.
And that's
Okay.
like, that's
Autocrat, but this is the one I did, but I couldn't find very much on it because it always came up with autocratic, and I think it's pretty much exactly the same. So we should
Yeah,
cancel that one out.
Yeah.
Scrap that. Compromiser.
Compromiser.
oh, that's the one we did.
Appreciation of both human relations orientation and task orientation. They do, however, admit to difficulties in integrating them. Sensitive to reality considerations which stand in the way and willing to delay action for whichever reason, internal or external. Since it's a less effective leadership
Yeah, I know. I was going to ask that.
Also, you know when we tried to explain these, have we got to like choose some theories like how you would use it, the theories behind these?
Nothing's been used in the last 6 videos, I suppose, isn't
Like you say, you do this well,
I don't think you
and then
need
you get
them.
that result.
Because if you're giving it to a company, say if you're working for a company, would you need to be told like this comes from this theory?
Oh,
so
okay,
manage
yeah.
learning?
No, but then you have to tell how does it affect the company? What benefits does it bring?
As Maslow says,
Yes,
or
as,
she
yeah.
as Maslow says.
Because we saw people that say
Yeah.
So if you did autocratic in this certain
Yeah.
situation, you'd get
Yeah.
good results
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, and then you could.
Possibly, yeah.
That's
Facts.
So you have to explain it a little bit.
We said about putting facts on, like, you know, when you look at these, if you say it's less, how people are leaving company, not because of the pay,
Oh.
because of their satisfaction in
People,
the job,
yeah.
because of how the business is run.
Yeah, and also Rose just said,
So you can market it that way as well.
what did you just say?
And
before
like
that?
maybe like employee satisfaction, stuff like that would be on Intel surely you can get for some companies. who
Yeah,
actually-
that's,
Yeah,
well, that's
yeah.
a good way of marketing it as well.
Yeah.
Like that,
Oh, yeah.
to keep your...
That's a good idea.
Also, one group which was really good, they did like so and so said and had like a quote and then just a couple of words on the screen, which worked out really well as well. So if we can say, for example,
Well,
a complete example, Redding said
Yeah.
this, and this,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
that.
Just adds like
Yeah. So
validity to it.
theory on them
Validity.
as well.
It's backed up by theory as well, which kind of, if I saw something was backed up by theory, I'd think, oh, that,
Yeah.
you know, that it's probably going to work instead of it not having any theory to it.
The only question I'm having is if something's known as a less effective leadership style, is there any point in us having it? Because
Not if it's a less effective one.
Is
If
this...
you want it to be the most, it says,
Exactly.
our thing is development of the most
But then-
effective management style.
Yeah.
okay.
And I
So-
find these ones are quite, I don't know, a bit
Intimate.
murky, but yeah.
Okay,
really
so
defined as
compromiser
much.
was the one that we just spoke about, which was mixing. So why don't we change that to executive and do executive?
So we're across at compromiser.
Yeah.
What's executive?
It's the same.
That, but better.
Okay, well then we'll tick that and have possibility again.
So tasks and humans, team approaches, and good motivators.
Yeah,
Is which one?
Executive.
executive. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay, we've got a few more to go through. Bureaucratic. Here we are.
More effective.
And I've got deserter as well. So
What is executive?
Executive is task and humans, good teamwork, good motivation between colleagues,
Good task.
thinking about both things.
Just think. Oh, no, I'll look later.
What did you just ask about?
bureaucratic. So we're here now.
That's people.
Rational systems, rigid, fussy,
No.
rules and procedures.
Expectancy.
That's
See again, it
Expectancy.
says
Hierarchy.
hardly
That
distinguished.
could be.
I don't understand that. If they're hardly distinguished, then why is that more effective than an autocratic, which is less effective?
Well then if it's a bit murky and we're not really sure, should we just leave it then? Because I think we need to be able to define these really well.
Okay.
And that one, yeah, they're hardly distinguished from autocratic managers.
Okay, deserter.
Deserter, the less.
Hands off, laissez-faire. Okay, so if we're going to go with chaotic or laissez-faire, let's cross off deserter because
Yeah.
it's the same.
Okay.
But isn't laissez-faire quite similar to chaotic?
Yes.
Yeah, but we said we're going to do one or the other because we're either going to do laissez-faire or do Google.
I think you should do chaotic because then you've got Google as the example
Yeah.
in the workplace.
But can we, on the DV, can we actually use those? I suppose you could forget that.
You could, I don't know, when you did an example of chaotic management, you could then say Google do this or something like that.
Or successful for
A massive company uses this management style.
Because you have to be careful, you know, on the radio you can't say
Yeah.
certain things, you can't promote, like when it was the John Lewis advert, they weren't allowed to say it was for John Lewis, like that song that she was singing.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful, I don't know whether we can say certain
We can't
companies'
use
names
examples.
within this.
Yeah, I think, because then also if we use Google as an example,
It'd be a great example,
but then we've got,
but
yeah.
then I don't know whether,
you can say like some global firms have used it and it has been deemed successful.
I suppose if they ask us questions who that was, we can
Yeah.
say, oh, it's Google.
There you go.
Or we can ask
Okay.
today. We can
Yeah, I
ask
was
today
gonna write
because
down the
when you do
ones
assignments, you do use examples.
Mhm.
As long as
Yeah,
as long as
yeah,
it's
it's
fine.
Do you want to write
So we
down
can
the
ask that.
question?
Yeah.
Might
Just
do that.
remind ourselves. Okay.
But if you
Because Google could be a potential
Right.
buyer, so we don't want to. So if we use that as an example, saying they use chaotic, then
You're not going to buy
Yeah,
our.
you
Then
want
they-
to be,
you know.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we've got three.
Let's have
Yeah. Paternalistic.
Okay, so that is basically similar to autocratic style, but paternalistic style avoids resentment among the employees because it listens to the needs. It's a soft approach in the practical application of autocratic, and here we go. It has links with psychologist Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. So we could say it says bam.
I think that's probably quite.
It fulfills the employer's social and self-developmental needs by the manager providing close supervision.
Yeah, but I think that's quite a good one,
yeah.
especially in today's day and age.
Yeah.
It's all about the
Yeah.
workers.
Okay.
And you can say, you can relate it to abroad, factories in China.
Yeah.
That's very true. Sure. Is this easy to find again?
Yeah, I'll put market.
Put market.
Both market.
That's quite good.
Leading and managing.
Okay, so next is missionary. What's the time?
Away.
Yeah, it's nearly quarter to.
yeah, we've got 15 minutes.
Effective supportive approach emphasises congeniality and positive climate. Trying to keep people happy by giving the most they can. Supportive behaviour represents the positive component of this style. It does have a defensive counterpart. They may avoid or smooth over conflict, deny requests, or make candid appraisals. That's a less effective leadership style.
Probably not. And if it's a less effectively.
Yeah. Okay.
So the
That's
equivalent of that, but more
Developer.
effective.
Yeah.
It's basically the same, but better. Optimistic beliefs about work and produce. They like to share knowledge and expertise with subordinates. Allowed to participate in decision making and are given opportunities to express their views. Contribution is recognised and attention is given to their development. That could be a better one than missionary.
Yeah.
We're on 4 at the moment.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Or 5.
I got
6.
7. Anyway, last one's visionary, and then was it cohesive?
Visionary. Okay, when an organisation needs a new direction, its goal is to move people towards a new set of shared dreams. Visionary leaders articulate where a group is going, but not how it will get there, setting people free to innovate, experiment, take calculated risks, says Mr. Goldman. Don't know who he is.
Oh.
And what was the last one?
A cohesive.
I think that's looking for that, really.
Well,
It's just something we saw yesterday.
Cohesive. Well, we've like half the list. Getting there.
Is he coming in the lecture?
Yeah. Because also, this all the research is what he's meant to be. He's the new head of this,
Yeah.
so he needs to go over with us. Make sure it's happy.
So what did you say about visionary? Sorry.
Visionary, it's a bit wishy-washy. It's about
But
new
wishy-washy then,
direction and
Let's not.
about...
I reckon let's not do it then.
I think it's very close to laissez-faire and chaotic. Do you not
Yeah.
think? If it's letting people do what they want
Yeah.
until they
Yeah.
get...
If we're not clear about it.
Cohesive. Last one.
Is telling people what to do and shouting at them until they do it. 3 main drawbacks. Team doesn't like it, not motivated to work, and it takes up a lot of time. So.
Okay, so I've got it was 1, 2.
But are we going to go? Is this you as a manager? Have you done your homework? Is this you as a manager? As in, you give the situation of somebody shouting and going, "Is this you?" If so, you are a coercive manager. Change
You could do
it and
this.
turn it into a democratic.
So you're saying maybe if we pick 4. So we pick 4. We pick 4 and we have the opposite of that, and then we act out the opposite, and then say you could do this.
Yeah.
We'll pick 3, pick the opposite. And
Or we don't have to choose like really negative ones. We can choose because we're saying the most effective ones. We can say this is okay, but this is better.
So we're the most effective ones. So
Yeah, so we can choose the most effective ones, 2 of them, and then choose the other 2, which we can say the one that the ones that they get the work done, but they don't care about stuff.
Like laissez-faire.
No,
chaotic.
it was,
Or you could do, say, a management style and then have the
'Cause they-
positives and the negatives.
Yeah, that's
So say, because with democratic, you're quite nice to the staff, but then staff might think, we can get away with this or we'll get away with that. But actually, it's a very effective way because everyone's motivated to work and things like that. But we've narrowed it down to 7 out of the 12. So
13, yeah.
Just have to narrow it down.
Okay.
in a little
let's narrow it
way.
down.
Well, I think definitely paternalistic's a good one.
We could do what we did with the name of our business and just say, right, which ones do we not like, cross them out.
Yeah.
Just go from there, don't know.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or what we could do is all do a brainstorm about what ideas we'd have for each one,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and the one with the least ideas
Yeah, goes.
gets knocked off, or
Like
like
that.
the 2 or 3 with the least ideas. Because all I'm thinking is, again, just thinking back to these videos.
yeah,
You
just
just
because
don't
they
want
got
it. Like, do you remember the one that we all watched when it was paternalistic about the guy? And I was just,
We just got to think time though, guys. It's the only thing. Like, we want to get this done by the end of the day.
Yeah, we should be able to.
Make a decision
I would
by
say
the
Make a decision
brainstorm
of
for
what we
a couple of
do.
minutes.
I reckon, yeah, 5 minutes brainstorming.
And then.
Put it down.
Well, I was thinking, as a direction for the download, are we aiming to, I've just put down here, to make the workplace like a happier place, to give it motivation, to get high performance from your staff, and by doing that, we're changing your management styles to make your team more motivated? Would that be like a direction for it?
Well, I've got kind of like a direction where like the idea of better management style is to increase staff motivation, I say job satisfaction and productivity.
Yeah.
They're like three main things.
Yeah, but I think I just feel like it needed some kind of direction.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
can't just go in on these are the management styles. You say why you want to have these.
Yeah.
Why you want
Why
to
would you change? Yeah.
Like,
You've got to give a reason. why
But
would you
even when we
change.
do this brainstorming, we're going to say, yeah, I think we should go over this and that. We really have to have some knowledge of why do we think.
Yeah.
We have to go for this management style.
You could put that at the beginning.
Yes, and we open it up kind of like that.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Well,
5 minutes.
5 to now, so should we head over?
So what we're gonna do in our seminar?
Why don't we leave it for the
Oh, we have
seminar
got another
because he's
seminar.
here as
What
well.
we're gonna do?
so
What we're gonna do in it?
we do this brainstorming for the seminar.
So
Same
what?
day.
Should we have a plan for the seminar? What should we do?
I think
We
should
still think, I
start
know we've
with
got those stars, but we still need to decide
Yeah.
like, oh maybe this isn't me because I'm not doing the creative stuff, but like what kind of content or environment are we going to put it in,
Yeah.
portray it in?
So in the seminar, should we decide? We'll decide these, and then kind of, and the way we'll do that is in brainstorming about what possible things we can do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because there will
and
be
we also
more with more things you can do with others than you can't
we
do
have
with
to do
others.
something about the posters next week though. We have
Oh,
to decide
yeah.
something about that as well.
We need to.
Yeah.
Ask a question. What's
Can
the
we?
goal?
Oh, there's no point
We
doing
need to
it.
get a
Well,
poster as well.
Jack's not here.
That's what I'm saying, even this one we can't
We
do
need
without him.
transcripts for the. Sorry, no, carry on. Completely
I was just saying, if he's not here and we decide what we're going to do, then he's perhaps not going to be happy.
Well,
Although it's not
No,
our fault,
what I was
but-
saying is why don't we sort out when we can meet maybe
Yeah,
Monday,
exactly.
Tuesday, but we can't without.
yeah.
Sorry.
I think probably by the end of today we need to decide what management styles we're going to be putting
Yeah.
in this and what setting we're going to
Yeah.
use to do this. And that way we can actually feel that we've got something, we sort of know what we're doing. Because at the moment, I don't know about you, but I feel as though we're saying all this stuff. It's a bit like last week.
Yeah.
We're saying all this stuff, but we're not actually
Make a decision.
making a decision.
Well, why don't we do 5 minutes brainstorming at the beginning, get that done in 15 minutes,
Yeah.
then try and do a poster for 20 minutes, and then we have 20 minutes like free if we need then think of anything else.
So 5 minutes brainstorming and 15 minutes.
Say 15 minutes to decide to cut these down,
20, yeah.
and then 20 minutes to start our poster. Do you bring A3 paper?
Yep.
20 minutes to decide poster, and I reckon 5 minutes at the end to do a
We still got the
where do
20
you want to be on the tree
Social
thing.
ground. No, no, it's not. It's an emotional ground.
Emotional,
Yeah.
In the poster, I think so.
No, carry on.
We just have to say what we actually going to do.
Yeah.
So without knowing what we.
Oh, no, I think it's
exactly
what we
going to
have
do.
done. I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
what we have done.
what we
Not
have
what
done. Yeah, what we have done so far. That's what we have to.
It's not what we're going to do. It's what we have
Yeah.
done.
Would you say on it we need to have transcripts from some of the meeting notes, some of the major things we've done?
Yeah,
Do we need to have transcripts on
Oh.
there? And do we need to have like observational techniques as well?
Yeah.
I think so.
All of that needs to go on the poster.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing to this poster, it's like, so we've decided a business name, we started the marketing plan, we've done them.
Yeah, we
I
can.
think also you need to work out what you expect from us this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So at the end of the
5 minutes on that.
at the end of the hour seminar we know what we need to do next.
Because I know when Becky did the action plan, it was really good. She did it in like a table.
Yeah.
We sent it to everyone. Everyone knew what they were meant to be doing. Everyone knew when it had to be done by. So